you know? He showed them visions of what was to come. Okay? Prime example, the prophet Daniel was given a vision at the end of the end time, or the time of trouble, basically Jacob's trouble, and he was told about the book of life. All right? And I'm going to go into it real quick. This is Daniel 12:1, and it says, "At that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." You see what I mean? And then also, just to back that up, this book of life is the truth, man. It's a really big deal. Because, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he even showed the Apostle John, who also was given a vision, even further into the future of the great city, the new city, Jerusalem, descending out of heaven, man. Okay? Talked about it in Revelation 21. Okay? I think I kind of brought that verse up already. But, it was revealed to John that there shall be by no means so nobody enter into it, except for the people that are written in the book of life, man. Okay? So it's a serious business, man. These people that, claim that they, know the truth or don't know it, man, you're not exempt. Okay? Just because your name is written in the book of life doesn't mean that, you just safe. You got to continue to do it. You got to be faithful to the end of this thing, man. Okay? Furthermore, let's talk about other things that are actually written in the book of life other than just names. There's also other things that the Lord keeps record of. All right? The Lord also keeps record of our struggles, our hardships, things that we go through during this walk as well. I stumbled across this during my research, of the account of King David, in the book of Psalms, the 56th chapter, the 8th verse. I don't really have to pull it, but I'm going to go ahead just for the time being. This is something that I stumbled across just during research. This is Psalms 56, verse 8. Okay, or actually I'm going to start at 7. And it says, I'm going to start at 6. It says, "They gather themselves together, they hide themselves, they mark my steps when they wait for my soul." So David was talking about his enemies at this point. Okay. "Shall they escape by iniquity? In thy anger, cast down the people, O God. Thou tellest my wanderings, put my tears in thy bottle. Are they not in thy book also?" Well, not also, but are they not in thy book? See, so King David was even inquiring and asking the Most High. He's like, are not my hardships, are not my sorrows written in your book? Okay, so the Most High records everything, man. That's the reason why he has angels that come down and keep an account of everything that people do. Okay, prime example, Nehemiah is another. There's another account, Nehemiah. Okay, well, he was asking the Most High to just to remember the things that he done. And that's according to the 13th chapter. But he was basically praying to the Lord not to wipe out his good deeds for the house of the Lord. Okay? Now, of course, the Lord records, if he records the good things that you do, he's going to record the bad. The angels, like I said before, the angels keep watch and they record everything. So we will be judged according to our works. Okay? Prime example, Isaiah 66 and Romans 1, Romans the first chapter. Okay? King Solomon said it best. "For the Most High will bring every work into judgment," man, including every secret thing, whether it be good or evil. Okay? Whether it be good or evil. And that's Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, 4th chapter, 14th chapter. Okay? It says, "For the Most High, or for God shall bring every work into judgment, whether it be a secret thing, or whether it be good, or whether it be evil." Okay? Even the words you speak, man, you gotta take some time out to think about that. So be careful. One of the brothers in our camp, in the Dallas camp, also, man, the brother Kadar did a wonderful sit down, man, called "Watch Your Mouth." And that's prime example of the reason why, because even the words you speak, because for Yahushua said, Yahushua said that he will both bring to the light the hidden things of darkness and reveal the counsel of the hearts of every idle word that men speak. They will give an account in that day, according, I think that's, I'm gonna go ahead and get the precept for that one. It's gonna be Matthew 12. I want to say 31. Okay, Salakia 36. And it says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." That's right, man. So you just can't sit back and just be talking a whole bunch of mess, man, and then think that nobody's gonna hear about it, or you're not gonna be held accountable for those things. Regardless if it's against the men of the Lord that's doing this work, or just in your daily life, man. You got to give account for things like that. That's why even the foolish are counted wise, man, whenever they keep their mouth shut. Okay? Just got to remember that. But thankfully, our power is a merciful power, and there's a way for you to be forgiven of sins, and through the death of Yahushua, we got the ability to repent, man. That's a beautiful thing in itself. Because I know for sure I wouldn't want to go chase down turtle doves and things like that every time I went off, man. Because we're not perfect in this thing, man. Alright? This is Hebrews 8:12. And it says, "For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities I will remember no more." Okay? But that's just, the Lord showing mercy, man, because the Lord is balanced, man. Okay? Also, it talks about that in Isaiah. Isaiah the 43rd chapter speaks on it. Okay, so basically with the book of life, the basis of the Most High's judgment, man, when he's going in, the prophet Daniel speaks on the vision of the judgment day and what happens in the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. And I kind of want to get into that one real quick, just to show you that the book of life has something to deal with that, or has something to do with that as well, as a part to do with judgment. Okay, now this is Daniel, 7th chapter, in the 9th verse. Okay, and it says, "And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit." Okay, we all know all through the Spirit who the Ancient of Days is. That's the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. Okay, his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him. Okay, so he had thousands of servants, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. Now, what he's talking about right there is, according to the books, keep in mind, the judgment was set. Well, how is he going to judge you? He's going to judge you according to the laws, man. The law, statutes, and the commandments. So those books were that he was talking about right there. That's basically talking about the books of the law. Okay. Also, the Apostle John's account, man, where the book of life is mentioned, because both of these prophets, man, the Lord showed them great things, man. How do we know this? This is according to Revelations, the 20th chapter, and I started count 11. And he says, "And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, and the books were opened." Okay, there it is again. and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. Okay? That's beautiful, but I'm gonna continue. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged, every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. That's right. You caught some of that. You caught the end of that thermonuclear destruction, man. You got the missiles. Okay. So, it's funny how all of this ties in together, man. That's the point. But I didn't want to make this, extremely too long. But I just basically wanted to get to the point and edify you brothers and you sincere Akwat that are out there on the book of life, man. The book of life, the book of remembrance, or the Lamb's book. Okay? In order to get in, in order to make it, man, of course, the people, their names were written in this book from the foundation of the beginning of earth, man. From the beginning, man, their names are written. But, all through the Spirit, if you're doing this work in truth and sincerity, man, you got to go hard to the end. That way that your name, you got a spot in that book, man. That your name is written in that book, that your name may be found. That's why you're doing this work week in and week out, man. So that you can be found worthy and be deemed righteous, man, before Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, I hope you brothers and sisters enjoyed this lesson. I hope it was edifying. Again, I'm going to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to you Akim that are out there helping to elect or to raise the house of the elect, the house of David, man. Okay, until next time, Shalom.